In the next few minutes, you could lose all fear of heart disease and stroke, high blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, Alzheimer's disease, and arthritis. There's a very simple first step to defeating all of these killers and more. Stop listening to the lies of mainstream medicine. Hello, I'm Jenny Thompson, the director of the Health Sciences Institute. I'm also a cancer survivor, and I need to tell you, they're lying to you. Your doctors, the drug companies, your HMO, they're all perpetuating dangerous medical myths and for all the wrong reasons. Sometimes it's to cut costs, sometimes it's to sell more drugs, and sometimes it's just because they don't know any better. In fact, in the next 22 minutes, 100 people just like you across America will have died from the 7 most dangerous lies the medical establishment tells to patients every day. They aren't just little white lies either. They involve big league killers like cancer, heart disease, stroke, diabetes, Alzheimer's, and more. You may have even already been told one or more of these killer lies yourself. But even if you have, there's no reason you have to succumb to it. Please keep watching, and I'll expose these 7 deadly lies of mainstream medicine. Thanks to the research of the Health Sciences Institute, or HSI. HSI is the one health organization that can save you from the fate so many of your misled neighbors have fallen to because of these lies. So let's get started with the first deadly lie. Lie number 1. Chemo and radiation are your best hope. Imagine your doctor saying, your tests are showing that the cancer has metastasized to your lymph nodes. I'm going to have to start you on chemo and radiation this week. I desperately hope you never hear these words. But even if you were to discover tomorrow morning that you already have cancer, you could still get well, simply and naturally, without drugs, radiation, or chemotherapy. HSI has reports of success from our members all over the world. There are literally dozens of methods of knocking cancer out of your system. The problem is that your doctor doesn't know about them. He's hopelessly stuck with the outdated cancer treatments that he learned in medical school, many of which are now proven not to work. But only a small sliver of the medical community knows the real cure. You are now about to discover what may be the most remarkable cure of them all. Back in 2002, HSI first reported on a new therapy that showed promise, a non-sugar component of a glycoside group called AGS. Since then, we've heard about astonishing successes. People who should have been dead, but as much as 5 years later were still alive and kicking. And people continue to drop their jaws in disbelief at how fast it works. It kills cancer cells in 1 day. Researchers have used AGS on deadly melanoma tumors, and cancer cell death comes at high speed. Reported results have been in as little as 24 hours. Imagine, if you were diagnosed with cancer next Tuesday, wouldn't it be terrific to find out on Wednesday that it's definitely going away? So how does it work? AGS shuts down tumors without dissolving them chemically. One of the hottest fields in cancer research is the tactic of starving tumors to death by shutting off their blood supply. A gentle solution that beats chemotherapy by a country mile. Researchers used AGS on cancer cells that often spread to patients' lungs. And once it's there, it usually goes everywhere. And incredibly, it shrank the tumors and stopped the disease in its tracks. And it even beats the new super cancers. Here's the dirty little secret of chemo. It's rapidly creating new kinds of cancer that don't respond to conventional treatment at all. Just as germs become resistant to antibiotics, these new cancers are multiple drug resistant. Near frantic authorities are predicting 7 million people worldwide will soon die of cancer. Imagine the countless cancer deaths the mainstream will be completely helpless to prevent. But insiders at a biotech firm investigating AGS recently leaked the incredible news that AGS has also been found to be effective in drug-resistant cancers. If the medical establishment would only rise up and get behind AGS, they could save 7 times more lives than have been lost in all the wars in U.S. history combined. And that's just for starters, because AGS has 0 side effects. You've seen women lose every strand of their beautiful hair. That's because chemo and radiation attack growing cells, hair follicles being the first target. You've seen patients choose to die rather than continue to face the terror of nauseating treatment. But all this could be over with. Tests of AGS have concluded that it is non-toxic and carries with it no adverse effects. If you're quick on the trigger, you've spotted the meaning of this. AGS is so gentle that you can start taking it regularly as a preventive to help keep yourself cancer-free forever. A prominent biotech firm, I can't mention the name, is pulling out all the stops to develop a drug based on AGS. But first, they have to take AGS apart molecule by molecule and then reconstruct the main ingredients artificially so they can patent it. After that comes a maddening slow approval process. In a decade, it might be in your pharmacy. But you don't have to wait. Not another day. Keep watching, and I'll tell you how you can get AGS. And at a fraction of the cost you'll pay for the drug version, once it's even available. I'll even tell you about more cancer cures just like this one. But first, let me expose lie number 2. Lie number 2, your heart is a ticking time bomb. Too many